that's the case.
Overall assessment of the game, Coach?
The memory I'll take away from this one is watching James Lark. Just to see how much fun he was having and how thrilled he was for the opportunity to play, and I think he played well. We were off to a slow start, a lot of unique circumstances to play this game. We knew we were playing against a team that was struggling. Thanksgiving, we just came off a difficult loss, and so a lot of different things to overcome, but a lot of good lessons to learn, and I thought our team handled it well.
When did you decide that James would get the start?
We really knew or had a strong feeling even on Monday. Just our communication with Riley was he was hurt, and he didn't practice at all this week. On Thursday he played a little catch, but he was only going to be used in an emergency, but we were hopeful not that he wouldn't have to, and so James got every rep all week, and Riley just at the beginning of the week was at a point that's been different than he's been all year, and there was just not going to be a chance that he was going to be ready.
Did James play well enough to make him the starter for the bowl game, or has that been decided?
It hasn't been decided, but in my opinion, I still think Riley is our starting quarterback at this point. We might give James even a harder look, and I'm not sure yet. It's a little bit too early to say, but I think rather than be forced into making that decision so quickly after the game, I'd really like the tone of what happened today to be a celebration of James's commitment to our program, how long he's battled, and how well he did when he had an opportunity. And I hope it will come across that way, and then our decision on what we do, that'll come out later.
Talk about Cody and his performance, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, Cody is just, just seems like every time you throw it to him, it's some critical situation and there's something that good happens. And rarely does he drop one. They throw it behind him, under him, over him, and he just kind of keeps bringing him down. And he's made so many plays for our program, and I'm really lucky that he's here.
The defense started a little flat. Yeah. Is that kind of...
That's what I thought. That's what I saw. It just seemed like flat is the right word. I'm not sure how to explain it other than we expected it a little bit. After the first touchdown, then it was, I think they played well the rest of the time. We gave up a long pass, we misjudged, but if you looked at just the way the game went, it was kind of business as usual. And I would say maybe more than flat, it was just punching the clock. It was just a business trip rather than a lot of emotion and a lot of passion and a lot of extra things. They were doing their job. I told them at halftime I just wanted to see them have more fun, and so that's probably the way I would describe it. I don't want to coach guys that don't have fun, and so that was the focus.
You went for it on 4th and 5 from the goal line. Is that because Justin had struggled, or
mostly? It just didn't seem like. Justin hadn't missed an extra point, and
70 in a row.
Exactly right, and so it just didn't seem like this was going to be his day, and so that had a lot to do with the choices I made later. And then when the margin between teams became wider, then it was trying to build him back up and let him do his thing.
Were you surprised you weren't able to run the ball more effectively?
I was very surprised, and give New Mexico State credit, but surprised and disappointed. I really thought it would look more like it did at the end of the game. That's what I had anticipated.
Is Braden Hansen hurt again?
I know he didn't play, Jay, but I didn't have a chance to talk to Jeff to come out. I would assume that's the case. I don't know what it was, but I would guess that's it.
A lot of people are going to look at this game and wonder maybe why James Lark didn't get more opportunities. What would you say to people?
It's the same explanation that I've given so many times. I believe Riley earned the chance to be our starting quarterback, and then again, when Riley started to get banged up, I believed we would have more continuity by having the same style of system with similar plays that Taysom and Riley could run, and that would benefit our offense more than maybe tailoring it more to another quarterback. And that is the reason. There's no other reason than that. And as much as I've just said that, I'm so proud of James for what he did today, and really, really happy for him. And the lesson of commitment and dedication, resiliency, and waiting and competing for his chance, I was really happy to see him make the most of it.
Was this kind of a performance you expected out of James today?
I didn't know. I was hopeful that it would be one of those performances and it would be a great memory for him. If you were to say how would I have liked to script it, I would have liked it to be like that. And and that made this whole game worthwhile to me.
JD had the great punt return set you up. You took him out and let Caressa have a punt return. Is that just to get
JD got a little bit banged up, okay. And so after that happened, we then started realizing the risk to keep playing these guys in relation to the score, and then also reward other players that have earned it. But Alex has been, for the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks, been our backup returner. So that's why he got the opportunity, and we were close to putting him in at free safety. That's where he's playing for us now as a number 2, just not quite assignment sound enough yet.
What's the plan next week?
Team meeting on Monday, and then we'll lift and run for about 2 weeks, and then in terms of our bowl preparation, we'll start on a Monday. We'll practice that whole week, go to San Diego, and then practice then. So we'll have a full week plus whatever time we're in California.
Just overall, what's your feeling about your team now that the regular season's over and the bowl is coming up?
They're fighters. They're competitive. They try hard, and they're willing. The execution and the difference of this season between 7-5 and maybe 9-3 or 10-2 is the difference of a couple of plays here or there. And I really take that into a personal account as I look at myself, our staff, to try to give them the best chance to execute, because when players are willing and will try hard, then it's, if there's 1 or 2 plays you're not making, and I'm trying to look at our program, and I'm looking at our program then to say, how to make it better, and that's my job as the head coach. But I'm proud of this team. They've had some unique battles and challenges, and one of the most challenging years I've had as a head coach and as a team, and they just keep coming and keep fighting, and so I think they've all benefited by being part of our program this year.
Does it ever cease to amaze you show up at a place far from BYU and the crowd is half BYU?
That's one of the coolest things. As I was talking with Dwayne Walker, New Mexico State, most coaches just marvel at our support, San Jose and here. And I think what it really shows is there's just so much more to BYU than just football. And the fans, I really appreciate. I love our fans at home. There's a phenomenal commitment, though, for the ones that travel and show up and when we play on the road, and they're so excited to see us. That's been a great thing about Independence. There are some unique places we're playing, but for those fans that don't usually get to see us in person and to see and talk to them, man, they're appreciative, and that's a pretty cool thing.
Okay. Thanks.